I'm Stanley from Truth Media. I'm the creative director, and
I'm Pam, one of the owners of Broken Halo Boutique.
And I'm Heather, the owner of The Basement.
And I'm Yzobel, the founder and brand director of Truth Media, and this is the Table of Four.
What's up, guys? So we got together and had a good conversation, all four of us, over something entirely different than this. But through that conversation, we actually realized we wanted to start an open discussion about everything from like fashion, social media, music, anything creative, really, food, social, just like social
awareness.
Like trending topics, just stuff that's happening in the world, stuff that's happening in the fashion and media industries. We're really, just kind of leaving it open for discussion. And so that's how this kind of came to be. And ironically enough, we are also, I would say, very representative of the Vancouver area with our multiculturalism in this space. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit of color all over. Started from whitest to darkest. Just being honest, though, right? Like, this is legit like a Vancouver. Like, this is like, you know what I mean? Like, we each have like the cultures, like pretty much covered, right? And we just wanted to start discussions that were relative to our demographics, to
and our experiences in general.
Exactly.
Definitely our experiences, because even though we're doing like similar things, like, and sometimes different, like I think our own experiences are very different. I think a lot of people can learn from it. I've learned a lot of things from different people's experiences.
100%.
So I feel like we should be sharing and giving back.
Yeah.
The more information you give, the better it is. The more you're helping people.
Exactly.
So
awesome.
Exactly. So this is the preliminary video. We are just getting the ball rolling. Things will be a little bit
weird.
Things will be weird. Things might offend some people.
Things will always be weird.
We're a bunch of weirdos.
Always be offended.
Yes, this is true. But we're here to just talk openly about it all.
Anything, everything.
Yes.
You name it, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. And so this will be a monthly episode that we'll be doing. So stay tuned for the next one. We'll announce information and have more details in the description of this video. But yeah, let's start a conversation. Let's do it. Let's chat. We all started our own businesses, different mediums. We have like fashion, design, media,
a store,
retail space.
For sure. Jewelry.
Yeah. We're all creatives with all different skills and abilities. And yeah, we're just, let's talk about something. Where was I going with this? I'm sorry. As you can tell, this is a new thing.
The first one. Well, what were we talking about earlier? How we're like...
What about, how did you guys know you were entrepreneurs, or how did you have that drive in you? Where did you figure that out? You know? Like, was there ever a moment in your life?
Yeah, really hated my corporate job at the time. And knew a bunch of people in different industries in the city. Always had an interest in fashion personally and in streetwear more so than anything else. And yeah, just always been a creative my whole life, but I never thought I was gonna pursue fashion as a career. Like, it wasn't something that I, like, since a child was like, this is what I want out of my life and this is my goal. It just kind of fell in that way. And once I started realizing my potential and what I was capable of and what I, was able to do, which is really, as an entrepreneur, is just, you just gotta do things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta like get up and do it.
Yeah. Even if you don't know what's gonna happen.
Or read about it somewhere if you're like, I don't know how to do this. Well, lovely the internet, Google, right? And or look up like a YouTube video. Like, I didn't know how to work Photoshop, and I was making like basic graphics in the very beginning because I was just learning from YouTube videos. Just because I'm like, well, I gotta do this, right?
Somebody's gotta do it.
Someone's gotta do it. As a small business, you gotta do everything until you get to a point where you can delegate, which is not easy.
Yeah.
Still getting there, but like you just have to have that initial interest to just push yourself beyond your boundaries.
Yeah, and I feel like you gotta have the hustle, because if you don't have the hustle,
Right.
you're not gonna get up and do it. Like I was telling them earlier,
so
like
true.
some days I'm just like, what the hell am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? And then you get that first compliment or another like good thing you hear about it, and you're like, oh, that's why I'm doing it. Like, I'm making a difference. People are noticing. It's happening. Like, it's baby steps, but you'll get there.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's the truth. I think that's a big thing. Like, a lot of people don't see that side of you hustling and like
Exactly.
having days where you're like, what the fuck?
Fuck
am I
it.
doing?
It's great. It's
And,
true.
like, even for me, like, I didn't always know I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but like I always knew I didn't want to work for someone else.
Yeah.
Like with like the similar experiences with you, like I saw my dad working in corporate, and I was like, this is not life. Like, because you give up so many things, like time with your family, like you're working so much, and like the people above you like abuse you or don't like really appreciate you. And I was like, I guess for me, I've always known I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was gonna be. Like
Yeah.
for me, like
Totally.
I just like moved here. I was like, fuck, like I like computers. Like that's what I like I'm gonna do something related to computers. I'm like,
I'm gonna be a nerd.
exactly. Like, it's like
Nerds
that's
make
what
money
it is.
though. You know what I'm saying? Nerds make money.
And then it's crazy because literally I was looking back like a year ago, like my life was so different. Like I would have never called myself like a business owner or like a creative, because like I just didn't see my life going that way.
Right.
But it's like sometimes you just have to like take the opportunities in front of you and just like do it.
Exactly.
The
And,
risk.
like, yeah, like don't even know. Like I remember when I first started, I was like, fuck, I have no idea how to do this stuff. And it's like a lot of it's like figuring it out as you go. And it's like I think that's usually the scary thing for most people, just like actually doing it. And like people are too afraid to fail sometimes. I'm like, okay, like if it fails, like
Yeah.
then what? But like for me, I realized, especially in high school, I was like looking back, I looked at so many things I hadn't done. I was like, the biggest thing was like regret. I was like, I could have done that, but the only thing that was stopping me was me. So it's
Yeah.
like
That's so true.
Exactly, because we also have these like preconceived notions of what we should be doing based off of what our parents and like families or
yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Like when I think we were growing up, people weren't making these types of videos or advising people that, hey, this is like, you can help people by telling them, oh, lead this way, do this, do that.
Yeah.
There was none of that.
Oh no,
Like,
no.
none.
Because it was like our parents' generation, it was like their thing was like you go into a good job and you
Work,
stay
work,
there
work,
forever
Yeah.
and maybe have another couple random side jobs, but like you stay at that place for like 20 plus years and you
like
get your pension.
stability's everything.
Yeah, stability is everything. You get your pension, like you have, everything set in stone, and that's what it is, right? But it's like when our generation started coming up, we're like, well, no, like there's not as many opportunities as there was 20, 30 years ago when our parents are coming from university. So now we got to get more creative with how we put ourselves out there. And then of course with the internet.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Internet
social
changed
media.
everything.
It did.
changed,
Even like, the internet was big, but I feel like for us, even our company, like we just got in it when Instagram was coming up.
Yeah.
And it just blew us up. Like,
Yeah.
we're not huge, but I mean, that's how people heard of us. I would go to parties and people would be like, oh, are you the person that owns Broken Halo? And I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? This is weird.
It was awesome,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No, I totally know what you mean. That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Very good feeling.
No, it's dope because that's like where all the attention is nowadays. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because like businesses still like don't understand. Like in 2018, that's where people's attention is, and that's where you should be concentrating on.
Exactly.
And it's amazing that like we were kind of just talking about this, right? Like you don't know who watches you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Until people tell you in person. It's like, whoa!
Because
Might not watch you, might not follow you.
Yeah.
But
But
they're
they're
secretly creeping you.
I saw I saw that. Oh yeah, you saw it, but you didn't like it. You didn't comment on it. You didn't press yes or no.
We see y'all.
Blue pill, red pill. You didn't choose the fucking poll that I put up, but you saw it. Right?
They tell every story.
And it's crazy. Like I think like even for me too. Like I watch a lot of things and like I don't really comment on them. And, like.
But do you like them?
I do like them.
Good.
It's like sometimes like.
For me, sometimes
like,
I'll just go through like I know the content and I'll be like, okay, this is cool. I won't spend the time to do the comments, but I'll still show them love.
Yeah.
Or like when I really like something, then I'm like, oh, fire.
Hands up emoji.
But it's crazy like how like such a small thing like has such big impact. Like I have like one of my really close friends, shout out to Gavin. He's liked every single one of my pictures, like, and it's like the comments, like, and he's been to like
all our events.
He's like a genuine supporter.
Man. And like I was speaking to him the other day. It's like I want to help other creatives out because like no one is doing it, and it's like that like mentality is very contagious because like I started doing that too, and it's like, why am I not just like supporting other creative people? Because I want people to support me. Why am I not doing the same thing?
Exactly.
So
like I feel like there's so much love to give.
Yeah.
Yet people hate so much.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it. Like at the end of the day, hey, everybody's trying to make money. Everybody's trying to move their like businesses forward. If we just stuck together instead of hating on each other, we'd get there a lot faster.
We're all trying to eat. We're all trying to eat,
exactly.
Like, at the end of the day.
For sure.
And
I feel like Vancouver has like so much like artistic culture, but we need to bring that forward. We aren't known for that. You know what I mean? But we should.
Well, we're the hippies, man. We're like the West Coast, Northwest, Great Northwest. That's like we're like the straight like where everyone else in the country's like, oh yeah, those laid back,
nice Canadians,
those laid back stoners in BC, right? But then people here in this city, specifically in Vancouver, because it's like a boutique. It's like a small big city. I call it a boutique city, right? Because it's not like Toronto. It's not, they have like 9 or 10 million people in the GTA. But it's like 3 million or something in like the lower mainland, like including all the little cities and districts. Like that's tiny for a city that's like well known, like Vancouver is one of the top cities in the world. But then it's so hard to sometimes break through the cliquiness of the city. Like people... they get so stuck in like their high school group friends, or they're like, I've known this person since I was 20, like no new friends, and it's like
you need new friends to grow.
Yeah, like it should. You know what I mean? Like it's not about.
It's funny because I say that too, but like I was like ride or die, all about my high school friends and like all of that, but like that brown culture that we were stuck in until I didn't start working at Aritzia and realize, holy shit, there's so much more out there that we are not doing, we're not seeing, we're not being a part of. It's crazy. Like, it's nuts because we're just in that little bubble all the time. And so was I.
And then you get caught in like the same thing, the same people, the same kind of thought process. And no one's really challenging
drama.
Exactly.
The same thing. Like,
there's no one bringing anything in that's different, that's then opening up a new conversation or creating new opportunities. And then it's like, all those people only go to your events, or like you only have the same crew of people that show up, which is cool. Always to have like genuine supporters and friends, but you don't want to close yourself off so much that you're literally like people don't feel comfortable walking into a room with you and your friends because they're like, oh, I don't fit in here, I don't feel comfortable. Which is a thing in the city, unfortunately. Like,
and it's like that's the biggest thing. I remember when I first moved here, like 4 years ago now. Like for me, like my culture, like it's very different. Like where you can literally have a conversation with anybody, and it doesn't matter. Like as long as it's done respectfully, and like. I remember moving and it's like, it's weird, like you can't have a conversation unless you actually know people, and it's like...
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
It's so weird, and like when you actually start talking to people, like you have so much in common.
Yeah,
but
right? But you'll just never know.
But you'll walk around like this.
Yeah, and it just takes that one person just like literally just saying hi. Like it's that easy.
Exactly.
And like, but I feel like people are getting too afraid just to be that person because you come off as being weird or...
Which is so bizarre, right? Because it's not weird at all. Like, it's not strange at all, you know? It's just when you're trying to portray happy, positive, like, inclusive vibes. You know, that comes back to you.
But I feel like you realize that more when you like get older too, because you realize it's not worth it being a stuck-up brown girl or no, it's true. It's true. I'm telling you.
We're getting real here, man.
That's
like real shit.
That's from like witnessing and seeing. It's just not worth it to be mean. Like, there's no benefits.
No.
Like, exactly.
Mean girls are not cool. Okay.
No.
I don't think it's just about age. I think it's about experiences as well.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, we're still pretty young. Like we've had like, you guys are still pretty young too. But it's like, it's not the experiences that you have.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like the experiences that you have. It's like for me, like I actually made a point. I remember like my first year, like I felt like I hadn't learned any, like I hadn't really explored Vancouver. So I'm like, I'm gonna spend like time with different people, like even people with beliefs I don't necessarily agree with.
Fair.
Because by doing that, I realized, why do I believe the things I believe? And it made my beliefs stronger. Like there's some beliefs that are like, these are so dumb, you know? And then like I got to learn with other people too, and it really helped me to connect with other people because I understood why they acted the way they acted, like why they said the thing that they said. And like just like empathizing with people, I think that's the biggest thing. Because a lot of times I realize people just have these assumptions, like the assumptions aren't even right until you actually sit down and have conversations like, wait, why weren't we talking before? It's like, again, like going back to it, like you have so much in common. Like people think Vancouver is so big, but it's really not. Like I remember the first time we met, like I've met you a couple of times that you didn't even know. Like if we like to sit down, like map out like our networks, like there's so many people that we know. And it's crazy because like that's how small Vancouver is, but like people think it's really big, and it's
like just today I realized I knew you.
I know.
And then I was like, you said one name, and I was like, oh, okay, this, and I put it all together. Like that's crazy.
It's so trippy.
So
crazy.
No, but association is everything. Like, there's this saying that's like, if you hang out with 4 millionaires, you're gonna be the 5th, and if you hang out with 4 idiots, then you're gonna be the 5th.
100%. You are who you surround yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like all about perspective.
For sure.
100%.
And
Hang with people that push you up, not bring you down.
And accelerate your growth.
And that's a hard thing to do when you're younger too. Like I know when I was in my earlier 20s, like I didn't know who the hell I was. You know, we all have different upbringings depending on, you know, your parents and how you were raised or how you weren't raised or how you learned certain behaviors and all that stuff. But when you're, you know, younger, well, now it's different because you guys like have grown up more with social media and the internet. So it's like more, it's different when you put yourself out there, you get like way more response. Whereas like when we were in our early 20s, God, I'm happy Instagram wasn't around, man. Or Snapchat. That would have been bad. But it was hard to really know who were good people always and who weren't good people, you know, because when you see kindness and you see good in people, it's hard to differentiate what, you know, who's good to be around and who's not, right?
I feel like I'm still trying to figure out who's good and who's bad.
100%. Me too, dude.
Same.
It's a process, like a lifelong process.
And people change. Some change for the better, some change not for the better.
That's true,
But it's just experiences they're probably going through too. You never know.
And that's just the thing, like people, like you're saying, like you see people on the street and like until you have a conversation with them, like, oh yeah, we really get along, we have a lot in common. But it's like that person maybe wouldn't have given you the chance because maybe they judged you and they're like, their previous experience was someone similar to you or with, you know, your looks or your, you know, like whatever, you know, way that you present yourself is. Like, they're like, oh, well, last time I had a friend like this and they did this, that, and the other to me. So like, I'm just going to close myself off to anyone that remotely reminds me of that person. You know, whether it's like a relationship, like whether it's a friendship or, you know, a physical dating relationship or whatever it may be. We like, right? We like hold these stories in the backs of our heads of what we like to help ourselves feel more confident with when we go out in the world and see people. We're like, oh, well, that must be that kind of person. And that's that kind of person. We try to categorize everyone so that we feel like we know people. But we really don't know shit.
That's true.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because your experiences aren't reality. They're your experiences and your opinion and beliefs exactly that affect why you look at people a certain way. But if we were just to look at people with more empathy, like you were saying, and just like look at each other as human beings and understand that we all go through struggles and we all go through anxiety and ups and downs and so many different stresses and, you know, happy and sad days. And if we just kind of gave each other a little bit more slack sometimes instead of taking our shit out on the world, I feel like it would just translate a lot nicer. It's like, you know, put a smile on sometimes and just suck it up. Resting bitch face is not always a good look, okay? Like, it might decrease the wrinkles, but like, that shit decreases the happiness too, you know what I'm saying?
It makes a big difference. It's crazy. Like I've had like the most like random like weird experiences with people, apparently because like I'm really friendly, like I always smile, like people like, yeah man, like you just seem like you have some vibe. And I've had like really good conversations, like, and I've made a lot of really good friends. And like people just like want that positivity, like if you're actually smiling, like you have no idea like what impact that has. Like if someone's having a shitty day and like you just smiling and having conversations,
100%.
it's like,
I feel even if you acknowledge them,
it's like,
and just be like, oh, hi, whatever, like that can change someone's whole mood.
100%.
Just like acknowledgement.
We have that power like every day to do that, but we get so caught up in our own bullshit, you know? We're like, oh, we have lists of millions of things we have to do, and this is happening. We get so caught up in like what's happening as opposed to just like accepting what is and just knowing that there's a process to everything and it's gonna work out. And that's the thing, you know, as a creative, as an entrepreneur, you really have to respect the process because it literally teaches you everything, but it's so annoying sometimes.
Definitely.
Because, you know, when you're just like, I want this to happen now, and like, and you're like, Kim Kardashian put something up and she sells it out within like 5 minutes. Like, damn it. But, you know, we all have to get to that point,
that's
right?
the scary thing now, I think, with social media now, because like people don't really see what happens in people's real life. It's like, because all you're projecting is like the really good stuff, but when you're having a shitty day, you're not gonna be out there with your phone like, hey, like, I'm having a shitty day today. You know, like, people don't see that, and like, it kind of made us dehumanize a lot of people. Like, you see like their success, and you're like, I want to be like them, but then when you actually sit down and talk to them, like,
they're not.
It's not that easy.
Substance isn't always there.
And then that too, it's like I had a lot of friends who were like entrepreneurs right now, and like a lot of things, like I'll be having conversations with them and I'm like, this makes no sense. Like, this makes no sense. I'm like, dude, why are you working this hard? Like, you know, like you're not sleeping. And then when we started, it's like, fuck, you know, like I get it now. Now we're having different levels of conversation, and it's like, but you don't always want to put that out there, because again, like what you were saying, like there's a lot of really good people out there, but there's a lot of really shitty people out there, and it's like,
it's hard when you don't, when you know that there's gonna be hate coming back through, because there's always hate. And it doesn't matter how fucking positive, how, you know, like how just happy of a person you may be, and you're trying to portray that. It's really just like, why is this bitch so happy? You know what I mean? Like, her face makes you so angry.
And even if we are like small businesses working towards something, there's still hate. And it doesn't make sense.
Like, oh, this looks like this other product from this company. You're like, okay, cool. Like, have you not noticed that fashion is actually completely recycled? Like, it's nothing's original anymore.
And you're not the only one with that.
No, seriously. Exactly. No, it's so true. It's so true.
And it's scary because like I remember like looking like a lot of like, I saw a lot of my friends like who were creatives like doing all these amazing things, and then I got to a point where like I was that person hating him. Like, you know what? Why is he doing all these great things? I'm like, and then I realized it wasn't more about them, it was me feeling inadequate about things I was doing. So instead of me putting that energy against them and hating on them, like, why not just focus on myself? I'm like, okay, like I can never be like that person, and like accepting that, and just like I'm good at certain things, and focusing on that instead of you hating, because
You gotta focus on your own greatest
That's
weaknesses and strengths.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta take the good with the bad, the positive with the negative.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
It is. And just having that awareness, like you just said, the fact that you just said that, like you're like, you know, I was hating and feeling some type of way towards them, and then I realized that that was coming from within.
Yeah.
Like that's
huge.
That's huge. Like just to own that and take responsibility for that thought, that feeling, is something that I feel a lot of people don't do. They're just like, oh, and this, and this is that, this, that. Well, bro, like you're insecure, okay? We all have insecurities.
Like,
obviously, you're feeling unfulfilled about something in yourself, right? And like we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
When you're just like, oh fuck, like why can't I be like this person? Or why is this happening this way? Why is this? And then we're like, oh, we're not good at this, that, and the other. We list off all these negatives, because it's human nature to be negative more than positive, right? But we have to, you know, like be aware of ourselves and know that if we're feeling some type of way towards someone, it's not that person doing anything to us. It's us projecting how we're feeling on the inside about something at that moment, and then know that there's something to work on or something to push from within to, you know, be better within ourselves, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I think like on top of self-awareness, it's also emotional awareness. You know what I mean? Like you have to know your capacity to feel things. If you're angry, how do you manage that? If you're stressed, how do you manage that? If you're sad, how do you manage that? And when you're an entrepreneur and a business owner, it's like you have other all the time, and it's like on top of that, your emotions just like amplified more, and it's like how do you deal with that?
But I feel like when you come to work or it's work, you need to put all that shit aside.
Oh yeah.
It sucks and it might be on your mind all day, but it needs to be way, way, way back.
Oh yeah.
Because you need to deal and be functioning with the people that are functioning with you, because they're not treating you bad.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the same objective you're trying to get. You end your day, you cry it out, or whatever you do, yell it out.
But that's just the thing, to like continue what you guys are saying, is that we don't allow ourselves to have moments for ourselves enough.
Yeah.
We don't have self-care, I feel like, enough. We don't prioritize self-care enough, where it's like when you are dealing with a moment emotionally, you know, maybe you did a workout that morning, or you went for a walk, or you just sat by yourself for 20 minutes and just like were in complete silence, and that helped calm you, or you're meditating, or whatever that little bit of like daily you time is so crucial to you having like sanity. Because I definitely know what you mean, like when, you know, it's like an emotional awareness. Because it's, you know, as much as, like, I always try to project professionalism, of course. I don't want to take shit on customers, because I'm so against that. And it's so unprofessional. I can't stand retail environments where people don't even, first of all, engage with customers, and second of all, they take their shit out on customers. Like,
or like, if you need a break, like a 5-minute emotional break, go in the bath.
Right? That's just the thing.
Knock yourself out.
Right?
5 minutes.
But most people don't admit to that. A lot of people won't admit they need a break. They'll be like, I got this list and this thing. I am good. I don't need to take a break.
I worked at Aritzia. Everybody needs a 5-minute timeout sometimes.
Oh God, I can imagine.
5 minutes.
I think it's acknowledging that emotions are good. Like it's,
That's what drives us.
Even when you come back and you've had that 5 minutes of whatever you're doing or calming yourself down, you come back and then you realize it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
it's petty.
And the scary thing is, like, I think more so, like, I'll speak from a guy's perspective. Like, a lot of guys think like emotions are bad. It's like you being sad, or you
like weakness, right?
It's like, where it's really not, and it's like it's more to like the way like we're being raised right now. It's like emotions are a really good thing. Like when you're angry, like it shows that you care about something, or if you're sad, like it's like part of life, you know. Like it's, I think going back to what we were saying, like knowing what makes you angry and like why you're angry, and then like if you're angry, like figuring like how do you deal with it. Like for me, like I will take jogs like random times when I'm angry, just like to clear my head and think about it. And like a lot of people like haven't seen me angry, but they're like, do you ever get angry? Because like I know like what triggers me. Like when I see myself getting angry, like I will step away.
That's really good.
And like just think about it objectively. I'm like half the time it's like it's not even worth it, or it's like that was dumb. Like, you know.
But again, then, self-awareness to know that.
And that's the thing. Like it's, for me, like it's been me being from like I've been on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like being really like emotional. Like someone could say something and I'll be like so fucking triggered.
Like defensive as fuck, right?
We're not friends anymore. Or fuck you. Or like all these things. And then I got to a point where it's like, I also like just like didn't acknowledge my feelings, and I realized like that wasn't helping either.
Yeah.
So it's like always having this constant battle where you're like finding the balance between what emotion to use when and how to react when. And it's like you were saying, it's like I think we've all worked in retail where it's like sometimes you have really shitty customers. Like you could really go off at them.
You really could.
Fuck, you're not. But is it worth it at the end of the day? It's like
take that 5 minutes, reset yourself.
Walk away. It's just like
because a lot of people are walking around trying to get people's attention like that. Like they're purposefully triggering people and making certain snarky remarks and negative judgments just so that you'll say something to them because they want to be in a fight. Yeah. They don't have the balls to just be like, I'm angry and just admit it to themselves. So they project that shit onto everyone else and they like try to poke at you and like piss you off. And then you're the one who ends up getting mad and they're like, oh, why are you so mad?
Why are you mad, bro? I know.
Why are you mad, bro? That's so
right? But it's just knowing that people constantly project shit onto you because they're unhappy within themselves and they want attention. They just really want attention. Yeah. And knowing that people do that kind of, and just trying to be aware that we all have certain pros and cons, obviously that we grew up, certain traits we've learned from our parents that maybe aren't always as positive, or traits we've learned from friends and other family members. And it's just about becoming aware of those things and then being like, oh shit, sometimes I get kind of bitchy or I get kind of, angry when this, that, and the other is said. Like, why is that? Like you're saying, again, coming back to self-awareness, emotional awareness. And instead of like looking at like, why is this person saying this to me? Why is this person saying that to me? And taking everything personally, it's like, they got their own shit they're dealing with. I don't need to take that on. You know what I mean? And it's hard to draw those boundaries though, especially if you're feeling some type of way that day and you've had some negative things happen. And then it's like that last person comes in. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. But really like toning it in and just like taking that 5-minute break and being like, it's not as bad as it seems. Yeah. It's okay. I'm not gonna let people's shit get onto me so I can become, on that level, right? Which is really, really hard. Really hard when, it's a constant society of like judgment. And constant.
It's crazy too because people are now, especially with the environment we're in right now, people are personalizing everything.
Oh yeah.
Like you could literally, I could say something like it's my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna trigger someone. Like regardless of what I say, it's like
it's the wrong thing to them.
Yeah, it's like
you'd be like, I love all women. They'd be like, oh, so you don't like guys?
Or you're a player? You're a player?
Like, what do you mean you like all women? Like, yeah, you're a player. You
it's crazy. It's like,
what are we talking about here?
I know.
That's just it. What are we talking about? Because some people take it so far and so literal that it just doesn't make sense anymore.
And I feel like those people are literally like the internet trolls that are like sitting at home behind their desk and they have so much shit to like spew out at people. Be like, you're this, you're that. How can you say that? But you walk by these people on the street, they won't even look at you twice. If you were to say that to them in person, they would not even respond. Like they wouldn't even have the balls to look you in the eyes and say, hey, I don't agree with you. This is what I feel. But behind a computer, a lot of people got a lot of balls.
And it's happened so many times. I like see people being really shitty to each other.
Really shitty.
No one will say anything.
No.
They'll just watch.
No.
And it's just, oh my god, just like a feeling of like tension. Like, why doesn't anyone like stand up for anybody?
That's so big. Like it's like
sucks.
It's so true.
Because it's scary too because like I've seen it happen so many times. It's like something will happen and it's like it could be racial or like someone just being really shitty. And then they're like, okay, like the person, like the moment will pass and then people are like, like that was really shitty. Everyone's like, but you were right there. Like,
like why didn't you do anything at the time?
Exactly. I'm not saying like escalate the situation, but like
But
you
I
could
feel
literally
nowadays,
have just like said something.
people are so scared to say anything to anybody because people are crazy. It's all about guns and violence and shoot, like everything. Sometimes it's sad to watch, but is it worth it at the end of the day? I don't know.
I think it is though. Like it's about you knowing the situation. Like if it's like
you really have to tap into what's going on and really assess within yourself and within the situation if what you are saying or going to do is going to help the situation or
make
inflate
it.
Yeah.
Because what is that, like that guy who just got convicted the other day on the news, he killed a guy, he was driving, some guy who was like a newlywed, just got married that day, was in the car with his wife, rear-ended this guy.
Oh yeah.
And it was a fender bender, and
he had road rage.
He had major road rage. They either got rear-ended by the newlywed couple, came out, shot the guy, killed him right in front of his wife.
Exactly.
Just got convicted for that. And like, just over what? The guy just got married. He was like a normal dude who got killed. He wasn't like gang affiliated, didn't have previous offenses. And the guy was just like, nope, not today, motherfucker. Like, boom, boom, killed him right there on the floor. Like, in front of his wife, who he just married several hours before. Like, over what? A fender bender?
God.
Over someone tapping your car? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, right?
It's scary. And I think it's like, again, like, it's going back to what we were talking about before, like, he might have just been triggered by something else, and like that was
because of previous, exactly.
That thing that just pushed him
Oh, last time the motherfucker rear-ended me, and this happened with ICBC, and now I'm feeling this way, or whatever. Like, you know, maybe he had a bunch of drugs in the car because he was a gangbanger. Who knows? But you know, it's true. You have to assess the situation, but be smart, but also be assertive. You know,
and be aware.
Yeah,
be aware.
Yeah, be aware.
And it's scary because, like, I mean, like, I think it was a couple of months ago, like, I was walking from work on Granville Street, and it's like this lady was by the bus stop, and she was by herself, and she was smoking, and this dude came and started harassing her, like, why are you smoking? Like, you know, this is a public place where it's like, literally, like, 5 minutes ago, she was by herself, so she felt, you know what? I'm by myself, I'm not really affecting anybody. Like, and like, not to say like I'm defending what she was doing, but it was just him like.
It's her business.
Like,
it's not his.
She's saying like, hey, like I'm allergic to like smoke, or like it makes me react to certain things. Do you mind just like moving away? But
it's the way you say it.
He just ended up being so aggressive, and I remember stopping. I was like, okay, like I get why you were upset, but like you don't have to like start attacking, because he really started going in on this poor lady. I was like, there's no reason for you to like. You could easily resolve him. Like, hey, like, do you mind just like taking a step away from the bus stop?
Yeah.
And like she would have easily understood.
Exactly.
Yeah, she would have easily understood that, but.
But that's, I think it's the way you say things to people.
Yeah.
Like, if you say it the wrong way, it's going to trigger them in that wrong way. You say it politely, if they're still triggered, they're fucked.
Yeah. Right? But then people don't think it before they speak half the time. People are just like, blah, blah, blah. It's like verbal diarrhea, and they're like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. They're like, well,
how
maybe. Did you think about it for 10 seconds? Or you just blurt it out, right? Which is, it's all just, it's hard, you know, when you learn certain things growing up, like how to interact in social situations or how to approach people, you know, and there's certain things we learn that aren't positive things from, you know, our families, our cultures, whatever. It's hard to always be aware of yourself and then like think things through instead of just reacting. Like, we're a very reactive society, right? We're not proactive. We're more reactive, which is how we've been trained in North America, really. If you think about it, like everything's about post. Nothing's about pre. It's not like everything's like, oh yeah, like after you get really sick, here's how we'll help you. Instead of like, here, we'll teach you how to not get super sick through nutrition, health, which is something, you know, say like Europe is much more like forward when it comes to preventative measures and just like balance of time and work and family. Like they have like some of them have like 4-day work weeks and shit. But anyways, I was getting on a tangent there, but just be nice to people, man, and think before you fucking speak. It's hard. It's so easy to say.
So easy to say.
But it's so hard to do.
Yeah.
Right?
No, for sure. I think like something that we learned in class, like when you talk to people, you always have to talk in their language instead of yours, because that's how you get people to understand you. Because although everyone talks English, like everybody has a definition of what every single word means. Like sustainable can mean completely something else to somebody else, and it's like you have to understand how they interpret, so then you can talk in the way they do, so they can understand you. And it's just like, when you think about it like that, it's crazy.
It's not easy, right?
It's not. No, of course.
Communication is like the hardest skill set to understand and actually apply.
Because you think like everyone just gets it, but they don't.
No.
You really have to like dig deep in there. You know?
And common sense is
common.
Common sense is expensive, man. That shit
It's not common.
It's really not.
no, man. That shit's expensive.
Yeah.
It ain't cheap. it ain't free. Because if it was, then everyone would have it. But apparently, most people don't. Yeah. So to conclude here today, how should we wrap this up? Leave your questions, comments.
Hopefully this helped someone. I know it did. Like if you have any questions, it's like we'll be putting our own individual Instagram IDs on the page and just like follow us, follow Broken Halo, The Basement, Truth Media, you know.
Yeah, and let us know your thoughts on our random shit mix of discussion. And let us know if you want us to talk about something in more detail.
Even if we don't agree with like the things that we've said, we are so open to that. Like this is an open dialogue. Like we don't know everything and we're still trying to learn too. So it's like
it's a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah.
Just be nice when you communicate it, okay?
Yeah.
We mean no harm. We mean no harm. We're just gonna put ourselves out there, but we mean no harm, okay? All love here.
Absolutely.
Right?
All love.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, check out all the info out below. And happy Thursday.
Yeah. Happy Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah. Cheers, cheers.